Okay, everybody, welcome back to Adventures in Trucking. Today, we're going to go over a few tips and tricks, just basically things I've learned, things I've just made practice over the years on what it takes for me to be efficient, what it takes for me to be safe, what it takes for me to deliver freight undamaged, and basically how to take better care of my equipment and my truck, how to make things easier throughout the course of our daily operations. So, first off, plain and simple, wheel chocks. Of course, the truck, we went over in the previous video what the brake system is on a truck, but I'm kind of old school and I do it like the military does it, and I chock my wheels. I have a guiding principle, which is if you can't afford to get it wrong, make sure you do it right. And so the last thing I need is for the brake to fail, the truck to roll while they're loading it, and then there's a huge catastrophe, huge calamity. So what I do is I chock my wheels on my trailer when they're loading my truck. And the reason that I chock the wheels of the trailer is to keep the trailer from moving. So I'll throw these in here. I mean, it's not rocket science. Kick them in tight. But once you got your wheel chocks in on your trailer, if they're loading the trailer and the trailer's moving, you know what I mean, it could throw a load into the transmission of the truck. And I just don't like that. In my dually truck, especially with it being a smaller truck and they were putting heavier loads on my trailer, I just didn't like transferring that movement into the truck. Even though you got the brake set, even though you have, you have it in gear, I don't like transmitting that movement. You guys know, you've seen your truck move around, it might move 4, 5, 6 inches, one direction when they're loading it with a forklift. So I chock the trailer. That takes all of the movement out of it when they're loading the truck. No strain, no stress put into the transmission or the drive line of your vehicle. So that's one of the tips and tricks. This is another tip that I would share with you guys. It's just a set of coveralls. It's just, long sleeve, long pants coveralls. You guys may have seen me under the trailer in a throwaway pair, yellow pair. When you have to get out and get up underneath your vehicle for whatever reason, be it the truck or the trailer, you can just throw your coveralls on and roll around however you need to roll around. When you come up underneath here, you pull the coveralls off, throw those in the back box, in the side box, wherever, and you're not tracking a whole bunch of dirt and grease and oil and grime inside your truck. So we have 2 sets of these, one for me, one for Shorty. And when we got to get out and do roadside maintenance or whatever, we throw the coveralls on, we get finished, pull the coveralls off, we're back to what you see here now. Next tip is just corner protectors. So this is a corner protector, and it would sit on the corner of your load, which is different than an edge protector. So this is a 3D piece here because it protects the right front, left front corners, and you put these down underneath your tarp. So if you have whatever product, maybe it's air conditioning units, maybe it's roofing curves, maybe it's lumber or whatever, you put these down, your tarp goes over top of them. Usually when I put these on, I'll just use some little cheap throwaway tape them down so that they stay in place while I'm trying to get my tarp in position. But this keeps the sharp edges of your load from tearing up your brand new tarps. You guys know these tarps on these trucks, $600, $700, $800, $1,000 for a set of tarps. So I want to say these are for sure they're less than $1 a piece. Cheap protection to help your tarps last longer. Next I have here just a regular basic bottle jack. This jack is 12 tons. We put this jack to the limit this week, having to jack this trailer up with 20,000 pounds on the trailer. So granted, we're not lifting the whole 20,000 pounds. I am going to increase this jack to a 20-ton jack because I am carrying heavier loads on this trailer now. But this jack did jack up one wheel of this trailer and allow me to get the wheel off of it. But it was a lot of work, and I just didn't want to take the chance that this jack may fail. And bottle jacks are relatively cheap, so I'm going to upgrade this one. I'll leave this one on the Dodge, and I'll put the 20K jack on here. So when I'm jacking this trailer with heavier weight on it, I'll have a heavier capacity jack. This right here, I've had this thing since 99. I've probably welded on it half a dozen times, and I just refused to buy a new one, which they're cheap enough, but I guess I'm partial to this one. This is a strap winder. Man, this thing makes your day. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't like winding straps by hand. I just prefer to do this, and I will walk around the truck and grab it out the toolbox on every time I have to wind these straps. If you're not familiar with how they work, this is a strap we'll demonstrate it. You got to your spot to make your delivery. You got 10, 12 of these things, 14 of these things laying on the ground. I always stick mine through here, and then I start wrapping. Some guys will put it on here like this, but sometimes it may flop around a bit on the spool. So what I do is I'll hook it through there, like that, and that allows me to wind the strap up neat, fast, tight, every single time. Once you get them wound up like that, I'll just slam them down, perfectly wound and ready to go for the next time. So, strap winder. I love this thing. I will never be without one of these. This is edge protectors. Edge protectors go on the side of your load. And if I were to have one of these loose here, similar to a corner protector, but a corner is going 3 directions. The edge protector will protect the side of your load like this. The corner protector will go on the front or rear edge, or excuse me, corner. So this will go on the side of your load, whatever it is here. Then your strap goes up through here, and this helps keep your strap from moving back and forth. Keep you from damaging freight. You can put these over top of your tarp and help hold your tarp down as well. So edge protectors, again, these are cheap. This is, I think, 14 of them. We got these on an online supplier. I think it was Mighty Products, I think is where we got them from. This brand is actually Kenodyne. But yeah, some of the places that you go to, they will give you these as cardboards. They're like disposable ones. I've seen guys, you know, kind of hold on to the disposable ones, but as the cardboard ones get wet, then they become ineffective. So again, they're super cheap, and they keep you from having claims against you with delivering damaged freight because you choked or potentially have choked your straps down too tight on a soft load. With those in mind, this is my edge protector installation tool. I've seen videos online where guys will take a piece of PVC like this, and they have a little T up here with another piece of PVC up here, cut a groove in the top of it, and then the edge or the corner of your edge protector will sit down in that piece of PVC like this. That PVC will be a T on the end of this right here. So I used to load styrofoam out of a plant years ago, and the problem with those systems is that it just sits in there and loose like this, and if you don't get this gap just right, it rocks around, it moves around, it falls out. This obviously is just a clamp. I probably got $6 in this whole thing. And that's just a little clamp which will hold it on there, but as I can reach to the top of my load with this and put it up there, as you have it on the edge of your load, you can just pull it off. It comes right off. Once you got this on top of there and it's all the way at the top, you just pull straight down on this and it comes right off. But in the meantime, if it's windy, you're not losing this. It's not gonna come out. It's not gonna come out. So I can set this up to the top of my load, put it on my load. This one is a very thin one, so it flexes a lot. But I kind of like that because I can bend it like so and keep it tight against the side of my trailer, give it a little quick snap, and it'll release this in the position I need it on the edge, on the corner of my load. So this is the other here, just a edge protector installation tool. This is another one that we use, just regular cheap old pool noodles from the dollar store. Regular swim noodles. You know, they're 3-4 feet long. You get them, you cut them down, and you can slip this over the edge of whatever you may have underneath your tarp, and that helps protect your tarp, keep you from cutting holes in, especially when you're hauling roofing curb, air conditioning units, something that's got that sharp edge or a very thin sheet metal edge to it that'll cut through a tarp like a hot knife through butter. So just little cheap things, man, easy. Next, we have bungee strap tubes. This one is my favorite one. I came up with this one again years ago. Always tired of having to pull out so many bungee cords and just having a whole bird's nest full of bungees going every which way. And I know you can lay them all out and wrap a strap around them and hang them under your trailer, but I don't like my straps exposed to the weather when they're not in use because they deteriorate and they dry rot. And so when they're not in use, these are stored inside one of these boxes on this truck, and they're out of the weather, so it makes them last a lot longer. But the advantage to these is, man, it's just so much easier. You know, when we pull all our straps off, we got them all hanging down the side of the trailer. There's 20 of them on this side or whatever, 20 on that side. All of my load straps are hanging on the side, so everything's there. And I just go right down the side of the trailer. I'll pick them up, come back, put them on here like this. And you can, once you make one layer around here, you can start looping them on top of each other, so you can get quite a few on here. This is the best thing in my opinion. This and this probably my two favorite things on this list. So that makes a real huge difference, man. It just saves you so much time. Moving on here to these chains. 3/8 grade 70. We want to talk about chains for a quick second, because sometimes guys will come out and start with the smaller chains, 5/16, so the smaller ones, and you will be popping those chains, man, like rubber bands if you're hauling heavy freight. Granted, we are talking hot shot, but I've seen guys running the 5/16 chains that aren't the G70 chains, and you probably will be back buying a new set of heavier chains. So again, I don't like to pay for the same real estate twice. I'll buy the chain that I need, and I don't have to worry about replacing that chain as I break them later. I've never broken one of the G70 chains, not hauling what we haul. These chains, I believe these chains are, I think these chains are 15 feet. I didn't go with the 20 footers, 15 feet. I believe these are 15 footers. So these work for us. They give us enough distance to be able to go across the trailer and then back to the item if that's what we need. Again, I didn't go with the 20 footers just because, you know, I can cut a little bit of weight and cut 5 feet worth of chain. That's 5 feet less chain I got to carry around that I haven't found a need for yet. So the 15 footers are what work for me, and we just wanted to mention to you guys, just get a heavy enough chain to do what it is you're trying to do. Next on the list is our binders. So if you need to extend this out because you're getting ready to start pulling tight on your chain, rather than trying to screw one side out and screw both sides, screw the other side out, you can just hook them on the side of your trailer here, find your reverse, and back it out. And when you do that, you're actually doing both sides at the same time. That is a little tip, a little trick that I learned, and it helps you get your binder ready to start binding your chain a lot faster than trying to do one side, trying to do the other side. The other one that I wanted to mention, which is not a big concern for us with these style binders, but the older style binders, which I had heard they outlawed them, I don't know if they did PAM or not, the cam over style binders, they still have this handle on them, but you hook one of your chain here, one of your chain there, and you pull them down and they cam over and lock themselves down in place, and you put a bungee cord around them. That's what I do. I always put a bungee cord around to hold the handle down. But sometimes when you got a really tight pull and you can't pull this handle by itself enough, that's what this head is for on this bar. This head on here is for you to clip onto that bar as a cam style, and in that case you will be camming this way, and you would use it to pull that leverage and leverage that bar over if this was the lever over style or the cam over style chain binder. These are ratchet style, so you just ratchet them by hand, and the leverage doesn't work here. But on the old style, that is what this end is for, and that is what, some of the low bars won't have this on the end. This will just be the end of the bar right here. So it'll have this end for your winch on your trailer, and then the other end is just doesn't have this on it. But these on here, I bought these like that because sometimes I do use it as a cheater bar for different things around the house. So, but yeah, that's just some of the tips and tricks that we got. One of the other ones will be our airfoil up here on the truck. I don't know if we've ever actually stood this all the way up. We'll go ahead and stand it all the way up now, and you'll be able to see. Maybe Shorty can take a view from up front to be able to see how it looks in the deployed position. The position if we had a really tall load on here, we want to be able to get better fuel economy. If you can see from the front of the truck, it's not very wide. But this is very effective at kicking the air up over top of a tall centered load, man. You guys hauling containers, you guys hauling pods, or hauling any type of freight that has a big square face on the front of it. Man, I'm not even gonna lie. I see some of our hotshot brothers going down the road, and I'm like, man, I hate it for them guys, because I know what this can do for you. So, yeah, hauling a container or some big square face load with this advantage in front of it, you will pick up miles per gallon. If you can find a container that's not heavy, and then you can also have this in front of it, that would make container hauling worthwhile. Last thing you want is a heavy container that's not paying great and you drinking a lot of fuel. So this is something, guys, that can really help y'all out a lot. I probably should have patented this. We're gonna share it with y'all, and maybe you guys can save some fuel, save some miles per gallon. We got a couple different spots, so we can also lower it to here, or in its down position, which works as well. We have actually hauled a load that was exactly this height right here. It's maybe 2 inches taller than this, but just that look, this is the down position where it normally rides all the time, but it makes a difference, guys. So just something we want to share with y'all, man. If you guys got some downtime, you're at home, make your frame like this. This white surface on here is just the same skin that they put on the side of a semi-trailer, the same skin they put on the side of an enclosed. You got a 8x16 enclosed trailer. This is the same skin that they use. So we just bought one sheet of it, cut it down how we needed it with shears, and put it on here. And white, of course, matches the white truck. So that's just another tip and trick for you guys right there, man. Hopefully these things will help y'all out. Maybe somebody can learn something. You know, we just love sharing information with people, and you know, I'm just the type of guy that I like to do things very efficiently, and I do things the same way all the time once I find what works for me. So maybe this can help somebody out. You know, maybe somebody has some questions about how you should do this, how you should do that. How can I keep from tearing my tarps? How can I make my tarps last longer? You know, what can I do with these bungee cords? Maybe some of this information will be helpful to you guys. So there it is, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you. Also, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, man. We're trying to grow the channel. We're just filming what we do every day, but definitely share the content with others, and like and subscribe. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.